Greetings! I'm Teek, and this is the show where I go over things that were of interest to me in the last week. Fortunately, I have a great many interests, so there's probably something for you here too. The big game is come and gone, but there's still plenty to look forward to. Marvel's Super Bowl spot gave viewers the first look at 3 upcoming Disney Plus shows. Slated for August, Falcon and the Winter Soldier looks to have Sam and Bucky fighting the US agent over Captain America's identity. Then in December, WandaVision seems to be about Scarlet Witch and Vision going on a reality-bending trip through sitcom universes. And next year there's Loki. Freshly displaced from time, the wayward trickster god is probably going to run afoul of some time cops. And as a bonus announcement, the second season of The Mandalorian is also coming in October, so like the Super Bowl, 2020 is going to have one heck of a fourth quarter. Meanwhile, on the other side of the trenches in the streaming wars, Netflix accidentally let some news slip about their upcoming Resident Evil adaptation. The description was tucked into a media release of other Netflix projects and quickly removed, but the internet never forgets. According to the synopsis, the Netflix Resident Evil series will be set in Clearfield, Maryland, 26 years after the discovery of the T-virus. The story will explore the link between the Umbrella Corporation, the US government, and an abandoned asylum as a new outbreak ramps up. But Netflix isn't the only video game adaptation to look forward to. This week, Netflix also announced that the third season of Castlevania is coming out on March 5th, and this announcement was made on purpose. In less happy news, Team 4-Star has officially put the final nail in the coffin of their defining series, Dragon Ball Z Abridged. For 10 years, the non-profit fan-based parody has been redefining the classic anime series with, and let's be honest here, better and more in-depth characterizations than the original material. The last episode premiered in December of 2018 with the conclusion of the Cell Saga, and though it was declared that the series would continue on to the Boo Saga, it looks like that won't come to pass for a multitude of reasons. In a recent update to their Patreon, Team 4-Star's Scott Freericks explained their reasoning. First and foremost being that the team decided that they'd rather go out on top than push the series past its prime, which, when you think about it, is the ultimate parody move of Dragon Ball Z. Beyond not wanting to work on the project until they ended up resenting it, the team also recognized the increasing challenges of producing the quality that the audience has come to expect while also avoiding the ever-present threat of copyright strikes. While the possibility of continuing the series through their own CGI animation was on the table, it was decided that that would be too much work to do and likely not live up to expectations anyway. So, unless something drastic changes in the future, it seems that there's little chance that DBZ Abridged will move on to the next arc. But if you feel like hitting something, there are some games you could practice on. The Evolution Championship Series has announced their lineup of competitive titles for the EVO 2020 scheduled for August. Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Granblue Fantasy Versus, Under Night In-Birth, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Soul Calibur 6, and Samurai Showdown are this year's contemporary fighting games selected for the competition. Granblue Fantasy Versus seems to have displaced BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, and Mortal Kombat 11 has been cut entirely, making this the first EVO without a NetherRealm game since 2010. However, there's one more special game headed for the arena. To celebrate its 20th anniversary, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for the Dreamcast will be played in a special invitational tournament with players including Justin Wong, who won 7 MDC2 tournaments between 2000 and 2010. Heading into upcoming releases, coming out in theaters this week, at long last, is Sonic the Hedgehog. It's time to see if that CG remodeling was worth the money as the blue blur hits the big screen in a movie that at least shouldn't result in night terrors for all who see it. But if you are into that sort of thing, you could check out Fantasy Island. A horror remake of a 70s TV show, a bunch of unreasonably attractive people are brought to an island that makes their wildest dreams come true, much to their immediate regret. I'm not expecting anything groundbreaking here, but it does look fun. Over on television, Homeland ramps back up on Showtime this week for its 8th and final season. Oh, how I wish reality was as sensible as fiction. Also on Showtime, it's a big week for Jim Carrey. Not only does he have a movie hitting theaters, but he's got another season of Kidding, which looks more and more like a supervillain origin story every second. And on Hulu, Utopia Falls is a show about dancing teenagers, but also in a dystopian future, so that's a thing. Moving on to video games, if you're looking for some isometric monster-killing action, Darksburg looks like it has a wacky band of characters with interesting abilities to hack and slash your way through the night. Labyrinth of the Witch is a cute-looking RPG with roguelike elements, and I hope the gameplay is as well developed as its pixel art cutscenes. Meanwhile, The Amazing Fantastics Issue 1 reminds me that there's a lot of potential for a really cool superhero-themed RPG, just not this one. Daemon X Machina is a previously Switch-exclusive mech game headed for PC this week. Fun enough from what I've played, though I never did beat that demo. Azure Lane Crosswave is a game about naval warships that are also cute anime girls, because Japan. Liz, The Tower and the Grimoire is our RPG Maker game of the week if you're looking for an amateur adventure. And then there's Pause and Effect, My Dogs Are Human, a visual novel about a girl whose dogs become pretty anime people, because if I have to know this game exists, so do you. On a similar note, Dancing with Anime Girls VR basically brings the entire concept of VR to its peak. Wrap it up, people, we can all go home now. And finally on Steam, Boris and the Dark Survival, a sequel and/or spin-off to Bendy and the Ink Machine. This time you play as a cartoon wolf running through randomly generated levels to escape an ink demon. Moving over to the Epic Games Store, this week's free games are a double feature. Carcassonne is a tile placement game about remaking the southern French landscape, and Ticket to Ride is a video game version of a train-themed board game, so all aboard, I guess. Over on consoles, Dead Cells is celebrating the release of its Bad Seed DLC with a new bundle. Previously released on PC in 2018, Under Heroes is coming to consoles for some platforming and non-turn-based RPG adventures. Also moving from PC to consoles is Darksiders Genesis, another top-down action RPG. They seem to be popular this week. Finally, Goblin Sword looks a little more traditional as far as gameplay goes. Weird to think that if this were an SNES title, it'd probably rank up there with Super Metroid as one of the all-time greats. That leaves us with this week's awesome video. Channel Frederator has put out a fairly comprehensive recap of Star Wars The Clone Wars if you're looking to get caught up before the final season comes out, but don't have enough time to binge the whole series.
In the midst of all that, Ahsoka is dispatched to begin her apprenticeship. Doesn't seem like the best time, but I guess that's what we call trial by fire.
That's everything for this week, so what's your favorite DBZ Abridged joke? Let me know in the comments. I personally can't get enough of the muffin button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and maybe give me a like if you think I deserve it. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great week!